Update. Friend expected me to pay for everything. Original post. I just had to cut off an old friend that I rekindled with after I had my son. She has 2 boys. She and her husband are separated but still married legally and living together. Recently, we went to a fair where she expected me to pay for everything. Every time we've ever gone anywhere, I'd pay. The last time we went out, I suggested Applebee's because it's cheaper and I don't mind paying usually. And she said she was expecting something more fancy, as if it was a date. Mind you, I am also happily married. I just laughed it off and we went to Applebee's anyway. Well, recently we went to the fair with our kids for a play date, where never once did I say I was paying because I am not a millionaire, and I can't afford to take a family of 3 plus me and my son, so really a family of 5, to the fair. We get there and I'm buying the pass for my son and myself, and she said she left her wallet in her car. No big deal. I'll pay and then she can just Venmo me. I pay for all the passes. We go on rides, we're having fun, and then it's time to eat. We get food at the fair, which was extremely expensive, and her kids are just yelling out what they want, and she has absolutely no control of them. So I hurry to order everything, and this girl has the nerve to add hella more food to the order, which comes out to $110. After we eat, it's getting really hot. Our kids are tired, so I ask her, "Hey, before we leave, can you Venmo me?" She looks me dead in the eyes and says she has no money and that she's broke. Her husband cut her off, basically. And I told her, if you knew that, why the heck did you suggest the fare? And why did you say you would Venmo me? She said that I don't understand, since me and my husband both have good paying jobs, and she's a stay-at-home mom, so it's harder. I didn't know what to say, and I just said, okay, put my son in his stroller and got up to leave, and she follows with her kids. As we are leaving, she has the nerve to say she wishes they could go into this escape room, not included in the passes I bought everyone, and keeps looking at me with these begging eyes. Honestly, it made me feel disgusted, so I said no. We need to go back. It's getting late and my kid needs to nap. We both say bye. Same day she's calling and texting asking for the next hangout and inviting herself to my house, saying she can come right now with her boys. I say I'll get back to her. Now it's been 4 days, and she calls and texts me every day, which I don't respond to. After I told my husband about everything, he told me to absolutely cut her off, and that it's trifling and she's completely taking advantage of me. Has anyone else ever experienced something like this? Now for the top advice before reading the update. Your husband is right. Cut her off. She is not your friend. You are her fun day ATM. Yes, cut her off. But I would communicate in a final text why I'm dropping the friendship, and I won't be responding to any further messages. Then I would block the number. Just send her Venmo request for the money she owes you, and she won't contact you anymore. Or I guess keep asking her what her Venmo ID is if you still don't have it. Just know that she may never appreciate all the things you've done for her, and that's okay. I had a friend like this who was recently divorced, and I did so much for her because it was such a bad situation, and I felt for her and her children. But she would do the same thing, demanding more and more money and time, inviting herself over constantly. I finally just had to distance myself, and then she deleted me from Facebook and trashed me around town. I bought them a vacation to a water park, would send them meals, take care of her children. I did so much. It was hurtful when she deleted me, but really, I needed to get away from that. This girl needs to find her way without being dependent on and demanding of others. Your heart and your wallet will thank you. I'm sorry this happened to you. It really makes you think if the behavior is part of the reason why their marriage didn't work. Reading this also made me realize she has never once said thank you to me. If the husband cut her off, how is she paying for food for herself and the kid? The husband is still living in the house, so is he buying all the food? Did he clean out the checking account so that all the money in the account is gone, and she has absolutely no access to money at all? Even if he hates her, he has to provide for the child. I don't believe the I have no money story. I think after reading all these comments that she lied to me about a lot of things, because I also just remembered she had Starbucks for herself that morning. If she has no money, she surely wouldn't be getting Starbucks. This whole situation is embarrassing on my part because I feel dumb for not realizing this. Now for the update. I texted her and said exactly how I feel and that she needs to pay me back. She got mad. I ended up blocking her and not responding to her last text. It won't let me upload the screenshots, so I'm just going to copy-paste the messages. Me. Hey, I know you've been texting and calling to hang out and schedule. But honestly, I'm not really interested unless you can pay me back for the other day. I spent a lot of money, and you lied to me and told me you'd Venmo. I feel like you took advantage of me because we were in front of the kids when I asked you to pay me back. I would never do that to you. You're just assuming that we are well off because we both work, when in reality, it's because we budget. If you had been straightforward that you didn't have money, I would have brought snacks and we could have gone to the free splash pad or the park or literally anything free. Her response, what do you expect from me? I'm depressed and going through a divorce and have no money. I tell you the truth and then you use it against me? You're just holding everything you paid for over my head when I never asked you to do that. Shaking my head. Me. You literally did ask me to do that. What the heck? You said you were going to Venmo me and literally lied to my face and made sure to wait until after I paid for everything. I get you're depressed and I'm sorry for what you're going through, but that has no correlation to you lying and waiting until after I paid to guilt trip me. Her response, I have enough going on right now. I really don't need to be dealing with this honestly. Me, so are you going to pay me back or not? Her response, no, you don't need me to pay you back. You're doing just fine. You're just a greedy person. You literally have your husband paying for everything. You have no idea what it's like to struggle, and I am struggling so bad right now. We are staying together for the kids, but he doesn't help me with anything and I never have money. Me, you literally showed up with Starbucks though. Her response, you're going to be like that and watch all my expenses? Why are you even texting me? I don't want to be friends with someone that's going to hold everything over my head. You're just a greedy person. You think you're better than me and you're not. You always look down on people. I never should have told you stuff about my marriage because you clearly don't even care. I never responded to her last text and just blocked her. Next story, update. I charged my friend $90 after she altered the dress I lent her. Am I the a-hole? Original post. I, 24 female, have a friend 23 female who came to me a month ago asking to borrow a blue bridesmaid dress. I was a bridesmaid for a wedding with a blue theme not too long ago, so I lent her the dress I used. She was a really good friend, so I didn't really mind helping her out. After I handed her the dress, she texted me thanking me, and I have not really heard from her since. Anyway, the wedding happened, and a week later, she came to return the dress she borrowed. When she came over, I asked her how the wedding went and whether or not the dress was comfortable. That's when she admitted that she had it altered to fit her better since she was smaller than me and that she liked it more snug. I was shocked, gagged, confused. I don't even know how to feel about it. She didn't even ask my permission to have it altered. Also, isn't it common etiquette to return borrowed things in the same condition you received them? Also, she could have just asked. Anyway, we had a conversation about how I didn't really appreciate what she did. She apologized and flat out said I can still have it readjusted if I wanted to wear it again, and that she was willing to pay for it. I told her I wasn't sure it would work, since she basically shrunk my dress. Then she suggested I sell the dress. So I asked her to buy it, since she took it upon herself to have it altered without my permission. She asked how much, and when I told her it was $90, she straight up told me it was too much, that she wasn't willing to pay that much for a dress that has been used. I feel like it is a reasonable price as I bought it for almost $120. Also, it is a cute dress that I intend on wearing again. Am I the a-hole for doing what I did? Is my reaction valid? Not the a-hole. My grandma used to say borrowed is related to gifted, and learned in the hard way that it's true. I honestly can't believe the audacity of altering the dress. A true friend would have told you, hey OP, thank you, but it's a little big for me, instead of basically making sure you'll never be able to wear it again. If you have the receipt, or anything that shows the price, I would send it to her, demand at least the $90 you told her, and stop considering her a friend. The nerve to tell her she doesn't want to pay $90 for a used dress? She's the one that used it and then ruined it for the OP. My dad always said to never loan or borrow anything you can't afford to lose, and that advice has saved me a lot of drama. Still, you should be able to trust close friends. Obviously not, though. It's not even always about trust, though. I've loaned people money who could have paid me back, and then circumstances beyond their control kept them from doing so in the time they had said. I once loaned someone a bike, and they had it properly locked up at a bike rack, and someone hit the bike rack with a truck. I don't loan people things I won't be okay losing, because it's about protecting our relationships and myself. If I have it and I don't need it, it's theirs. Seamstress here. Being able to restore the dress to your size will depend on how the dress was altered to begin with. If the tailor was able to preserve the extra fabric, then it may just be a question of redoing the seams. But if the excess was trimmed away after altering, common, then there's not much hope without some creative solutions, like inset panels or shortening the skirt and using the fabric from that. If your friend is still talking to you, ask where she took the dress and take it to the same person. Otherwise, a bridal store with an on-site tailor may be your best bet. Ironically, the cost to restore the dress will probably be around $90. Now for the update. Thank you for the comments and messages. Every one of them has been extremely kind and helpful. First of all, I want to address the people saying the original post was made to promote the dress. I literally just wanted to know if there was any chance it could be realtered because my friend was only willing to pay for realteration. Promoting the dress would benefit me in no way whatsoever. Now on that matter, I have spoken to dressmakers, tailors, and dress experts, and they all said that the dress cannot be restored to its original size and form since it is made of satin. I even went to the actual shop where my friend had it altered, but they also said there was nothing they could do. Anyway, my former friend still refused to pay me and is still being a crappy person. Plus, she had the nerve to ask me to just give it to her or sell it to her at a lower price, and it got me wondering if that was her motive all along. She probably knew the dress cannot be realtered. I don't know. After all that, I've decided to just cut her off and take the high road. I honestly don't have the time or energy to chase her down for $90. I know I can buy another cute dress with the $90, but I'd pay triple that to never ever speak to her or see her again. I ended up giving the dress to my roommate who isn't a crappy friend. And thankfully, it fits her perfectly with some minor adjustments on the sides maybe, so at least the dress didn't completely go to waste. Sorry if this isn't the dramatic update some of you wanted. I know a lot of you were hoping I'd take her to small claims court, but I am choosing peace. If anything happens, I'll update. But for my sake, I hope that she stays the heck away from me. Oh, please be petty and take a pic with your friend wearing the dress and post so your ex-friend can see it. I love the hypothetical pettiness of a post captioned along the lines, "Roommate took me out for dinner so we dressed up." Last story. She asked me to leave my mother's funeral to find a t-shirt she hadn't seen in 5 years. My mom had a friend for years who was really more of an annoying acquaintance. One of those people who somehow insert themselves into your life, whether you want them there or not. She wasn't close to our family, but she acted like she was, constantly showing up, calling, or inviting herself to things. My mom was too polite to ever tell her to back off. One day, this woman asked my mom to come over and help her wallpaper her kitchen. My mom, being the kind person she was, agreed, even though she really didn't want to spend the day with her. At some point during the project, my mom got wallpaper paste or glue or something spilled all over her. I don't remember the exact details, just that the whole thing turned into a sticky mess. Since her clothes were ruined, the woman rummaged through her own things and found an old ratty t-shirt with holes in it for my mom to wear home. For whatever reason, that t-shirt never made it back to its owner. Knowing my mom, she probably meant to return it and forgot, or it got shoved into a drawer and lost. If that was the case, then sure, it wasn't great that she didn't return it, but 5 years passed, never once asked about it or mentioned it, not a word. Then my mom died suddenly. It was a devastating time, and we were just trying to get through the funeral. This woman showed up, acting overly emotional and dramatic as she often did. While we were talking, she brought up the wallpaper incident and laughed about what a fun day it was. Then completely out of nowhere, she remembered the t-shirt she had loaned my mom 5 years earlier. She couldn't even describe it. She didn't know the color, style, size, nothing. The only detail she remembered was that her initials would be on the tag because her laundry service required it. And right there, at my mother's funeral, she asked me to leave the service and go home to look for it. I told her I would check the next day, thinking that would end the conversation. Instead, she scolded me. "It's been 5 years. Don't you think that's long enough?" My dad, overhearing this ridiculous exchange, stepped in and had some firm words with her. She left shortly after, thankfully. The next day, my dad actually did find the old torn t-shirt stuffed in a drawer. On the way to run errands, he slowed the car in front of her house and tossed it out the window into her yard without stopping. We never spoke to her again. What a twat. Your dad handled it perfectly. I hope your dad used that shirt to blow his nose and wipe the toilet seat before. Imagine forgetting about a shirt for 5 years and asking someone to leave their mother's funeral to find it. I'm so sorry for your loss. I hope you tore her a new one all over the place. Honestly, the way some folks can turn a funeral into a lost and found moment is just wild. Your dad tossing that shirt back like a dramatic movie ending kinda made the whole story legendary. My mom had an acquaintance like that too, but much worse. My identical twin brother was in a car accident, and while the family was in the confirmation room at the hospital, she was sitting there taking selfies. She was my mom's ride there, which is the only reason she was even there. My mom's other friend, God bless her, ripped this woman a new one. On the day of the memorial, the main service was open to the public, but there was a private dinner for close family only, held by the church. She acted offended that she wasn't allowed to eat. We never spoke to her again. Oh, I've got a good one too. My mom died, and 2 years later my dad began dating this lady. Well, 2 years after that, my dad died very unexpectedly. She called me 2 days after he died and asked me to go to his house and get her all my mom's old lingerie. She then asked if I would send her money every month because she needed help paying her bills. I did neither because WTF. Just no. There was so much more. It was a wild time in my life. Thanks, Dad, for bringing this nutcase into my life.